Salutations everyone, and welcome to another episode of Brainy Reviews. In this episode of Brainy Reviews, we'll be reviewing the game Orbox C, a pure puzzle game by gamebalance. Now, before we go any further, I do want to say that this game was sent to me for free for the purposes of a review. As such, if you think this is going to affect my reviewing judgment or abilities, then take everything I say with a grain of salt. If not, then, well, I don't know what you're thinking. Orbox C is a pure puzzle game. There's no story, there's only gameplay. However, before we actually get into showing off said gameplay, let's take a quick look at the options menu, of which there are 3 buttons: windowed and full screen, a music slider, and a volume slider. Thankfully, the sound options work the entire way through, unlike some other games of a similar construction that I've had in the past. However, the one downside I will have to say about the windowed mode is that if you do play it in windowed mode, it has exactly 1 resolution. Now, if it went to windowed mode and gave you multiple options, I wouldn't mind nearly as much, but with the exactly 1 resolution, it becomes a very tiny, I think 800 by 600. I believe, is what that one is. And I would demonstrate this, however, then you'd be seeing my desktop background, and my own video editing software doesn't exactly let me mess with footage in such a way by just zooming in on it, which is disappointing. Let's get into the game, shall we? The options menu is the menus here are very crisp and quick, much like the gameplay proper, and I'm going to start from the very first couple of levels because these levels are the tutorial levels. Now, you can see we're just tossed right in, given our instructions, and set to go. There are 5 buttons in the game, excluding these ones on the side, but they technically do all the same things slash are superfluous from gameplay. You've got your settings, you've got your restart, and you've got your back to levels select button. For actual gameplay, WASD to move, and R to restart. And technically spacebar to continue, but that's only when shown. So, this is our Orbox. This is the exit. To get there, we just make a few specific movements and get to the end. Which is very simple. Which is nice of early levels. Here's the tutorial. They teach you how to play, and your goal is to make it to the end as soon as possible. Now, naturally as a tutorial, it introduces more mechanics into the game as time goes on, usually things that affect your movement, but it will occasionally introduce the future gameplay objectives. For instance, it will eventually introduce secondary win objectives, such as destroy everything in the map, or go through and activate certain beacons. But those will come up eventually. Now, the nice thing about Orbox is that it does, well, not exactly nice thing, but one of the interesting things of Orbox is that it does not hold your hand. It gives you the tools to succeed, but if you screw up, that's entirely on you. So, for instance, I'm going to go back to the previous level now. I think we're on level 5, let me see. No, that's 7. 8. There we go. Sorry, I was not paying attention to what level we were in because it's very simple. Or at least, I don't pay attention to it because I was paying attention more about talking about the game. But as you can see, I trapped myself in an infinite loop. Thankfully, the reset button is instantaneous, and you're not punished for getting locked in these infinite loops. You're not drained of score, it doesn't actually hurt you on time. The only time that actually qualifies is the time spent on a successful solution to the level. Which is nice, because it means that if you accidentally screw up, you don't have to basically go out of the level and then restart fully. So I'm going to take us to a normal level because it's good to show off what you're expected to do in the future. So this level's objective is to break all the ice blocks. I screwed up, hang on. I'm trying to come up with the most efficient solution and I just cannot remember it for the life of me. I mean, then I could also do that and just fail miserably. Because, as the aforementioned, if you fail, you just restart. There's no punishment for having to start all over from the beginning. Hallelujah! New record time, level complete. And that's basically, this is the primary gameplay. So yeah, there is not much else to really discuss. I trapped myself in an infinite loop where I can't get out of. No. But I might as well go off and discuss art style. The background changes occasionally throughout the levels. Like there's this now orangish galaxy background, there's some greenish backgrounds, but they're primarily static, as they want you to focus purely on the puzzle solving aspect. Can I solve it this way? I can't. Interesting. I'm now locked. Or am I? Huh. Accidentally finding solutions without realizing it. Fair enough. But the backgrounds are static in an effort to conserve information so you don't get stuck trying to play the game. Or don't get distracted while trying to make your solutions fail and then have to restart your solution all over again. Which is nice. Now you can see there are 3 objectives here, and this is the first time I've seen that. There's activate the beacon, go through the portal, collect all the crystals, and then get to the exit. I would show this off, but I get the feeling that this level would require a lot more brain power than I can devote as of right now. And since I don't want to devote the brain power, let's just go and talk about the music. The music is a very upbeat, pseudo-techno, I don't know the exact genre to call it, but it's nice to listen to and definitely fits the theme of the very quick, bright, colorful puzzle levels as you bull rush your way through them in order to get a nice high score and a very low time. As such, I feel that it fits very well. However, if you intend to play the game longer than 20 minutes, you will notice that there aren't many music tracks to it. However, that's acceptable considering the game's price point, which we'll go on to now. The game's price point is only $2.99. As such, this is actually a very well-produced game that's being sold for that amount of money. It would be nice if a lot of the features were implemented alongside a type of level creator that other people could share levels with. However, from all I could gather, it's a 2-man team. They've created a very cheap puzzle game that's actually very high production. As such, I think if you wanted to play a puzzle game in the future, Orbox C is a very nice game to pick up at any time because of its aforementioned cheap price. Aside from that, it's generally not bad, just a few minor issues that mar an otherwise nice return to the puzzle genre. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed watching. This has been it for this episode of Brainy Reviews. If you liked the video, remember to like, comment, or subscribe. It helps out a great deal. If you want to pick up the game, it'll be in the description. A link to it, either its main website or Steam page, will be in the description below. And I am signing off. Farewell, and catch you all.